All right, welcome everybody. This is Kyle Bazzi, president here at Benzinga, and we are talking to Yuri Gruenbaum from TipRanks. This is the Benzinga Fintech competition. Yuri, welcome, man. How's it going?
It's going great. Thanks a lot for having me here.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you, dude. TipRanks is a great and growing company. Tell us a little bit about the background of TipRanks and why you started it.
So TipRanks was founded about 2.5 years ago. The reason I founded is actually pretty simple. I followed a bad advice that I came across online, which made me lose some money. My wife asked me why did I take that, specific investment, and I told her that some financial experts that seem to know a lot recommended to invest in that stock, even though the stock fell 50% in the following few months, which made me think that there is no way for us as retail investors, any way for us to evaluate how good is an advice that we're picking online, either from an analyst from Goldman Sachs to a blogger on Seeking Alpha and anything in between. So that's basically why we started the idea. We wanted to create some mechanism to allow investors to evaluate how good is the advice that they're getting, to a complete transparent system.
Great, yeah, and I can't tell you how many people we've seen and readers on Benzinga that have had that same story. So fantastic idea. That's what the Benzinga Fintech Awards are about: helping people create wealth by either making or saving money. So let's go over the company on TipRanks real quick. You've been around for 2.5 years now. You're helping people
Mhm.
evaluate, quote unquote, experts or analysts in the industry with their picks. Tell us some key stats on your company. What's your key performance indicators? Is it traffic? Is it users? Is it experts tracked?
So we have quite a few different KPIs that we look on. In terms of expert track, we're about somewhere above 7,000 sell-side analysts and bloggers that we monitor online and keep maintaining their profile based on what they're publishing online. In terms of traffic, we have somewhere above 50,000 unique visitors a month. And one of the interesting things that we do is we actually license data feeds to online brokers around the world, because when you think about it, the only companies that show the data that we do are companies like Bloomberg, Thomson Reuters, companies that have very expensive ITs that is geared toward institutional investors. And we make that data accessible to retail investors as well. So brokers obviously love it and pay for it for their own users. So in terms of overall users that are using our data, it's somewhere above the 250,000 people every month.
I love it. This industry needs transparency and it needs to democratize this information. So a fantastic initiative. So 2.5 years, how has the growth been? And also talk a little bit about, this is great in theory and it sounds great, but can you give us some stats to show us that this is actually working?
Absolutely. So in terms of growth, when we started the company, we actually didn't want to create a website where you can do your research. We were focused on a browser add-on, which we still have. We give it away for free, and we wanted to market it under the theme of a financial safeguard that walks you through the internet. And whenever you come across anyone giving investment advice, from Jim Cramer on CNBC to a blogger on a small unknown blog, it will just show you his statistics and show you what higher ranked experts are saying. On July, we opened our full website, which is now under tipranks.com, where we do all the research. We also announced on our last funding round, which was led by Elliot Spitzer, the former governor of New York, and as you know, he was himself a regulator in this area with a lot of focus on what analysts are recommending. So we grew significantly, obviously, in the last 5 months since it was open, from 0 active users to more than 50,000 users on our website alone. In terms of numbers, like what kind of returns do you have? So actually, the interesting thing is that one of our business models is licensing our data to hedge funds. And
Mm-hmm.
what we see, and we found some pretty interesting numbers. First of all, we found that your probability to outperform the market by following a blogger is much, much higher than it is by following a sell-side analyst, even though a blogger can actually be a taxi driver at his day job. Somehow they just have better stock picks. We found that if you follow the top 10% of the overall analysts and bloggers on our system, in short, the bottom 10% of the experts on our system, you can get 19% a year, annualized with a Sharpe ratio of somewhere above 2. That is actually pretty awesome. Of course, if you look at the top 5%, unless in the bottom 5%, you're going to get higher returns. However, our signal is based on the top 10 and bottom 10%. So the data is unique. There's a lot of alpha in that data. Needless to say that we're doing, this is only the beginning, and we're planning to do a lot of great things. Our idea, our vision is to be the Google Analytics of the financial web. And one of the things that we're about to release in the next few weeks is data that also monitors what insiders are doing. So if you see that Mark Zuckerberg is selling shares of Facebook, you don't need to panic and go ahead and sell your stocks as well, because you could check him on our system and see how his inside trading has performed in the past as well. So basically, we're going to stretch our machine learning capabilities and big data capabilities on a variety of different areas in the financial market, lending transparency to the individual investors.
There you go. Because who's more of an expert on their company than the CEO or something? I like the insider selling. Now, when you say, I want to dive a little bit deeper into the signals. When you say buy the top 10% and short the bottom 10 real quick, is that signal, do you have like an index built, or would you have to actually go and buy and sell those stocks that the bottom analysts are doing?
Yeah, so our signal is basically based on, it's a complicated signal, and that's why we license it to hedge funds, because it incorporates about 200, 300 stocks every day that need to rebalance. So it's a more complicated signal than something that the everyday investor can deal with. So basically, what we recommend is to first of all use our platform as a go-to place to evaluate any advice you're getting. You just got an email from your bank, from an analyst covering one of your stocks in your portfolio. Just click his name, see how good he is. If he is good, go ahead, follow his advice. But if he isn't, take a few seconds, see if there's anyone that is more accurate, that could time that stock better than this specific analyst, and follow him, because he's probably better. We also, one of the things that we incorporate into our overall rating is the significance of the data, meaning that if we have someone that, picked 10 stocks and all of them were very good picks, he had a success rate of 10 out of 10 and a very nice return, he still wouldn't be as ranked as high as someone that picked 80 out of 100. Even though he has 100% and he has an 80%, the guy with the 80%, we know much more about him. The data is more significant. And that's how we determine their ranking. So basically what we advise our users to do is to, first of all, evaluate any advice that they're getting, but also find for the interesting stock pickers. We also get you a live feed of all the daily ratings from today from analysts, which is about 300 ratings every day. You can get it in real time. Since we use natural language processing algorithms and machine learning, we also can show you what is the resource from that recommendation, so you can click on it and read more about it. So if, let's say, Benzinga publishes a few analyst ratings every day, our system will pick it up, direct users to read those ratings, and tell you how good is the analyst inside them. Other than that, of course, we have the most recommended stock sectors, we have calendars, we have many interesting features, and we're doing everything in a very data-driven way. We're basically getting feedbacks from users. We're looking at our own analytics, and that's how we determine what is going to be the next big feature.
Right on. I think this is great, Yuri. One quick question before we wrap it up. Where are you guys located at, and how big is the company right now? How many employees?
So we're 21 employees. We're located at Tel Aviv. We call it Silicon Valley here. There's a lot of innovation going around. Great offices. If this wasn't closed, I'd show you the beautiful skyline of Tel Aviv. That's it. That's where we are.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, I love TipRanks. I do have it on my Google Chrome plugin extension. I look at our analysts on come over. We have about 100 analyst ratings and headlines a day on Benzinga, so I always check out how the analyst is doing. Real quick, let's get a pitch. So Benzinga Fintech Awards is all about making people money, saving people money, creating wealth. Give us your 30-second elevator pitch real quick. Why is TipRanks, why should you guys be awarded the first place prize here for the Benzinga Fintech competition?
So I'll start with the pitch, and then I'll go to why we should be awarded as the most innovative company by Benzinga. So basically, TipRanks is a data-driven financial accountability tool allowing investors to evaluate any advice that they're getting online. And anybody that goes to the internet knows that there's a lot of advice online. The reason I think TipRanks is the most innovative company by far is because we utilize very interesting technology that most of us learned during our army time, which is analyzing text, finding interesting insights in it, and building, structuring it in a very straightforward and easy-to-use way. So basically, the reason we should be awarded is because we took a very interesting data set that is now only accessible to institutionals, and we made them available to the retail investors, and we also added an accountability layer to the market.
Great. Well, Yuri, thanks a lot, man. TipRanks.com, make sure to vote for them. You were the first company to get to 100 votes to be qualified for the to place first and second, third in January. Thanks for coming on, dude. This is Kyle Bazzi again, president here at Benzinga for the Benzinga Fintech Awards. Have a good one, Yuri.
Thank you. You too. Thanks. Bye-bye.